Recording. Good evening, everyone. And again, welcome to Sequoia's training. And if you don't mind, please mute yourself. And we have a full schedule for tonight. So for any newcomer to us, Sequoia, we are a commercial lending platform. And one thing that we do, we are not, again, I said it over and over, that we are not just offer an opportunity for everyone. I mean, you run into a lot of opportunity. You don't need us. What we are trying to do right here is to do something serious. We are trying to disrupt an industry, disrupt a commercial lending industry. Why do I say that? Think about this. Any industry that we're in, especially the service industry, whether it's real estate, mortgage, insurance, CPA, accountant, you name it, somehow, somewhat, those industries already been disrupted by somebody in the past or by a system. So today, if you want to become one of those agents, very easy. You take a class, you take a course, you got your license, you park your license, and you wake up in the morning. Now you become one of those professionals. But one thing that we see in commercial lending is totally different. In commercial lending, this is still a very closed door business. To a lot of agents, to a lot of people out there, yes, we heard of the term commercial lending. We might understand what commercial lending means, but however, we don't know what commercial lending does. So if you don't believe me, try this out. After today's meeting, go to any advertisement platform. You're talking about YouTube, Instagram, newspaper, TV stations, you name it. You see pages after pages after pages of people promoting their own service, whether it's a real estate agent, loan officer, whatever that might be. But when is the last time that you actually see a loan consultant like us saying that, hey, I got $5 million for you to build a house. I have $10 million for you to buy that warehouse. I got $20 million for you to develop that neighborhood. Do you see something like this? No, you don't. And quite frankly, a lot of the people, they already have clients that needs this type of funding, clients that need $10,000 to purchase an equipment, somebody need $50,000 to expand their business. Other than the bank, most of us have no idea. Most of us have no idea where to look for funding like this. And I ask myself, why? Why this industry is still closed door? There gotta be a reason for it. And why no one out there is trying to disrupt this industry so that everybody can be benefit from this? And then I ask myself the second question, why not me? If I ask that question, why not me to set up something like this? So long story short, after a few years, we built up this Sequoia platform. And now we are ready to move forward. What we are trying to do right here is to connect through this platform. We connect the business owner, and one thing in common for all business owners, I care less who they are, what business they're in, how big the business they're in. Every single business owner all needs funding. And other than the bank, quite frankly, a lot of them have no idea where to find funding. And that is why majority of the business right here are still family business, small business. Why? Because they have no idea where to find funding. So what we are trying to do through the Sequoia platform is to connect the business owners with the funding sources that we have, whether it's a few $1,000s working capital, all the way up to a few millions of dollars of construction loan, or anything in between. So that is what we are trying to do. So today, what do we have? And just I share before the meeting, I share with everybody, our platform, it's set. Our backend office is already up and running. Our newly designed website will be up in about a week or so. By the end of the next week, you will see the new website coming up. Come up that will help you to expedite your business. And also, after this thing is done, as we speak, we are building something called Sequoia Academy. Why is that like this? A lot of people need to understand what commercial lending is all about. Where do I find classes? How do I learn about this? And again, we ask these questions. Why not us build a Sequoia Academy and put all these valuable information right there so all of our members can learn about commercial lending as much as they can, as much as they want. And the goal is that through all these materials, it's not just for you to have fun to learn about commercial lending, but yet open a new door for you. Open up a new door for people that wants to get into this field and benefit from this field. And quite frankly, commercial lending is not a new industry. It's an old, ancient industry that people make tremendous amount of income through commercial lending. Okay, so other than after the Sequoia Academy, then we are going to build the Sequoia app, and all those things are in the pipeline. Okay, so again, however, training is very, very important. Many of us come into Sequoia are from other industries. But one thing in common is that I believe many of us are already professionals. We are realtors, we are loan officers, we are CPAs, we are community leaders, whatever that might be. But coming in here, all we need to do is to learn at least the basic about what this industry is all about. Now I sign up. Where do I go next? Right. So throughout the year, for the last 2 or 3 years, when we have been doing training like this relentlessly, day in and day out, every single week, and try to educate people and try to share with the public what this field is all about. And it's so honored that we have more and more industry professionals, experienced professionals attracted to the Sequoia platform. And more people through this platform is going to share their experience, share about their knowledge about this industry so that we can all benefit out of it. Okay. And tonight we have a very, very special guest. I never met her in person, but I met her many times on Zoom. And recently we start talking, we start communicating, pretty much right now we're on the phone pretty much on an every day. I share with her my idea why I build something like this, and she shared with me her idea how she wants to build a company like this. And the most important thing is she has been in the industry for over 25 years. She used to work for major institutions such as Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank One, you name it. She has tremendous amount of experience. And when I looked at her resume, when I talked to her, I said, wow, you are my master. I need to learn from you. All this knowledge, all these techniques that you have, all these product information, it's unbelievably that you have access to all those things and you have the knowledge for all those. And definitely today, she is here to share with all of us why she's attracted to this platform. She already been in the big corporation for over 25 years. She used to be a loss and mitigation officer. She used to be a mortgage collection officer. She understands mortgage inside and out. She also used to be the #1 producer in Northern Texas when she just got her license. So she has all these credentials. Why she's attracted to Sequoia. And I was so touched that recently when I talked to her, she mentioned to me that, Alan, I'm full-time with this and I see this is something new. So I want her to share with us what she sees. And most importantly, from her 25 years of experience in lending, in commercial lending, and also as an underwriter, and also from the lender's perspective, what should we do to focus this year to build our commercial lending business? And quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, today is what? January 19th, 2023, 5% of 2023 is gone. Okay, 18 days is gone already. What have we done in the last 18 days? And what are we going to do for the next 95% of 2023? So without further ado, it's very my honor to introduce Miss Francine to the floor. Francine, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Alan. That was so gracious. I number one am so thankful, so much gratitude to be here on this amazing platform, something that you've designed and you've been running for years. What led me to this platform is, of course, Phil. And Phil is someone that I've worked with in the past. But with that being said, one thing that I want to do is share a lot of my knowledge in regards to sales, some of the things that we can do in order to definitely be a part of disrupting this industry. And I'm going to share with you tonight my goal by the end of this year, December 31, or December 31st, I'm going to have a minimum of 15 people joining us. A minimum of 15. And my true highest goal is to have 50 loan officers join us here on this platform. Because again, as you said earlier, Alan, there is so much money to be made in the commercial industry. With that being said, with the knowledge, we have Rita on the line, who was my supervisor in the loss mitigation department there at Chase. She was also the underwriting manager. So I learned a lot from Rita. We also have Gail. Gail's on the line as well. Gail Lazares. And she again is a person that I've worked with at Chase. So we can attract some really wonderful, talented people to this platform. The first thing that I do want to talk about is the most powerful tool that we have to beat the competition, and that is our knowledge. That is the most powerful tool that has led me to be #1 in so many different categories throughout my career, because I learned all of the products and I learned the ins and outs of each product, which would help me. I would stand in department store, or excuse me, in the grocery stores, and I would listen to people talking around me. And if I heard something that I could interject it, introduce myself, and then at that time, just pass them my business card, that's what I would do. And from there, they would come in, talk to me, and refer friends and family. Referrals is a big key as well, but knowledge is going to help us, is going to be a tool in order for us to disrupt, this entire business. Confidence, once you have the knowledge, it's going to build the confidence within you in order to, disrupt the industry. Once you have that confidence, other people that you're talking to, they're going to see that, they're going to feel that, they're going to also feel the passion that you have for the position that you hold and what you're doing. They're going to also understand that you care about them and that you want to give them enough information for them to be informed so that they can make an informed decision on what they're doing. Building wealth right now is something that every single person is talking about here in America. How do we build wealth? So education is going to give us that knowledge. Education, such as Sequoia's platform for training, that is crucial to all of us, because you could never have enough education. Now, again, I had talked about my goals in 2023. As far as marketing is concerned, the big thing that I'm doing is I am partnering up with several real estate companies, not only the real estate companies, but also with a lot of insurance agencies. There's so many independent insurance agencies out there. Alan has gone over that, in several different meetings. And I thought about that, and I said, you know what, that's true. That's true. And, I held my insurance license for years. So again, that's one place that I plan to market very heavily. Businesses, as far as business is concerned, we are looking at bringing on 5,000 agents this year by the end of December 31st, 2023. 5,000 agents. And if you break that down, starting with today or with the month of January, we're looking at And I think I ran these numbers, I computed this over possibly 100 agents, 150 agents. If we each made a commitment to bring in at least 4 people every single month, we are going to exceed that goal. We're going to exceed the goal. And it's not hard at all. If you're a people person, it's easy for you to talk to people. You know, it's not hard at all. That is a goal. As far as my personal goal and my family goal, that's very important to me, extremely important. I come from a very tight, close-knit family. As you can see, my daughter's online and my brother Michael is online with me. Yeah, so with that being said, my personal goal, I have a little granddaughter. She has a birthday coming up. She wants to go to the princess area of Disney World. Well, guess what I'm doing? I'm gonna go out there and beat the pavement to make sure that happens, so she'll have a beautiful birthday. You know, so that's just one of my personal goals. As far as family, you know, freedom really consists of, to me, once you are successful and you are definitely making the money that you want to make, you're making also other people's lives very easy, and also helping them learn how to build wealth. And one way to build wealth is definitely to, you know, talk to our clients about investing in 2 to 4 units. If you invest in 2 to 4 units, if that is the first property that you buy, you're going to rent those out. And eventually the money that you're receiving, the net that you're receiving from those rentals, you're going to be able to go and pay cash for your home, you know, and then you just continue to do the same thing in order to build wealth. That's very important to me at this point in my life. And I don't have that many years left. As you can see, the gray hairs, you know, expanding Sequoia's lending base is really important to me. And the reason it's important, from working with all of the institutions, and I'll call them just that, it almost felt like jail, that I was working with, we had access to so many different programs. But as a broker, you have access to thousands and thousands of lenders that can accommodate someone with 100% lending, you know, that can accommodate someone with a 500 FICO score, you know, that was completely unheard of when I was a banker, completely unheard of. You had to have scores up in the 680s, you know, way back in the day. So with that being said, those are my goals in 2023. Now, small business loans, that's a big part. We brought on some lenders for the 7A small business loans, and they can get them closed in 21 days. As far as the non-QM, so many different types of loan products within the non-QM. We have now bank statement loans, we have the DSCRs, we have so many different loan types that can definitely help any and everyone out there that's interested in becoming a real estate investor, because that's something that I'm interested in helping everyone, you know, with. From there, we also have access to FHA and VA loans as well to help all of our investors. And then let's not forget those investors that are doing construction and they need that $10 million to complete their construction loan, their construction projects. But when you also look at something that is a construction type of a loan, a lot of times they're going into an area that there is no utilities. So that's the first thing that has to be laid, and it's done in sections. So we have so many different lenders within this platform that will give us the ability to go out there and talk to a lot of companies that are planning on building, or they are building, and that they need more funding because perhaps something came up. If something came up and they just don't have enough funding for it, they're going to look for other funding. And when you think of lending a company $10 million, you can only imagine what type of commission that you're going to get. I mean, even California, for instance, a typical house that will cost in the average neighborhood, like here in Arizona, maybe 350,000. You're looking at a good 600 and something or $700,000 home. That's really nice change to put in your pocket as well. You know, there's just so many caveats to this industry, and it's so easy as long as you know how to talk to people. And then you have the platform to come back here if you're stuck somehow and you may have questions in regards to your application. We have the experience and the knowledge here in order to help everyone on the platform. The other thing is, for instance, when COVID-19 happened, none of us were expecting that. No one at all. So when things like that happen, how easy do you pivot? How easy do you pivot? You know, one thing that I did, and at that time I was working remote. I was working from home. And one thing you can easily do is plan ahead, because right now they're talking about a recession and how that's going to hit and affect everything. Plan ahead. There's so many virtual assistants that you can hire for almost a little bit of nothing right now. And they're professional people. They know, you can hire someone that knows the mortgage industry, that type of thing. The other thing also is what you can do is you can go to the colleges and you can recruit a lot of those students that are either near graduating, and you can give them credit, because I've done it. I've done it when I built a business for my son's music. I did the same thing. I went to an art school and recruited and, you know, told the students, this is what I'm looking for. I would like to see some of your paintings, drawings, that type of thing. And they would send me, you know, emails with everything in it. And all you do is give them credit for that. And then once they've graduated, you'll probably decide to hire them and keep them because they know your business at that point. Now, family, as far as pivoting, it's always good to have, you know, your relationship is very close with your family. With your family at that point, if you have small children or what have you, with your family helping out, and they understand that the business that you're in, sometimes you may get a call on a Saturday or a Sunday. Guess what? As a banker, I always picked up the phone. Always picked up the phone, because referrals are number one. When you do something like that, they're going to remember you forever. Another thing that I did is I sent out birthday cards, anniversary cards. I remember the wife's name, the husband's name, the children's names, birthdays, etc. So those are some of the really simple things in order to build a relationship, because that's basically what this business is. It's simply a relationship building business. With that, what will happen with your clients is they will continue to come to you and bring other people. Suggest, wow, Francine, she's great. I called her in the middle of the night, and you know, I was so stressed out. I didn't get closed. I didn't think we would get closed in time, and we met our closing date. You know, so all of those things are definitely important. One thing, one quote that I really like from a book that I'm currently reading is called Scale It, as in scaling your business to bring more cash in, scaling your your opportunities, scaling your how to hire new people, to take a lot of things off your plate that really aren't important, but someone else can take care of. One quote that her father basically said, and I thought that was just really interesting what her father said as far as what his why was. And he said that his why was to help as many people as possible, to help them be successful. And that's kind of how I feel as well. But my biggest why is I see so many people living on the street. I see so many homeless people. I don't care what state you go to, what city you're in, there's homeless people. And my biggest why, and it has been for several years, my daughter will also, back this up. With so many homeless people out there, I'm starting a nonprofit in order to buy some of those buildings that no one has occupied for years and build spaces where they have a safe, warm place to sleep. But not only that, my why is to also bring in doctors, to also have a place there for them to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So that is my biggest why. And one of the quotes, I'm going to read that to you really quick. And this is from an anonymous trapeze artist. And I really like this when I heard it. It said, throw your heart over the bars and your body will follow. If you think about that, throw your heart over the bars and your body will follow. I think I can put that to work within Sequoia to help every single loan officer here, achieve the dream that they're searching for. Thank you, Alan.
Wow, great. Thank you so much, Francine, for your share with us, your goal and how you see about this opportunity. And one thing, ladies and gentlemen, that Francine talked about at the beginning of the presentation, she talked about knowledge and confidence. And I want to piggyback on that is in another word called leverage. Now, a lot of the people might got intimidated. Francine, yeah, you've been in business for 25 years. How in the world can I get knowledge like you? Do I have to spend another 25 years to hide under this industry? So the way that we set up this platform is that no, you don't. Honestly, use the word called leverage. Leverage us, leverage Francine's knowledge, leverage her confidence. And you need to understand, once you know who is behind you, you will have that confidence. And that is what Sequoia's platform is all about. In many other industries, you are the one that out there fighting the war by yourself. If you are a real estate agent, think about this. From the time that you met up with your client, to do an open house, to signing contracts, to going through the underwriting, to go to closing, the whole nine, your open house, whatever that might be, pretty much you are the one-man show or one-woman show to make this thing work. Same thing as a loan officer or an insurance agent. But however, in commercial lending, especially in the Sequoia platform, is not. We do not believe in that. We believe in teamwork. We believe in that, hey, if you by one person, you need to be a Rambo in order for you to make the money that you want to make. But however, if you all work together, no, you don't need to be a Rambo. You just need to be yourself. And that is why we call this platform a win-win situation. You win, the platform wins, the client wins, by all work together, collaborate together. So leverage, it's very, very important. Anytime when you do not, that's why we call ourselves the consultant. We are not loan officers. Okay, we are consultants. Now think about this. As a consultant, what happened? Who are consultants? Attorneys, lawyers, they are consultants. Even doctors, they are consultants. Am I correct saying that? So many of us come into the Sequoia platform still wearing that agent's hat. When you are an agent, what does it mean? You have to do everything by yourself. But if you take off the agent's hat and you put on the consultant's hat, things change completely. Give you an example. If you're on an agent's hat, if somebody asks you, hey, Alan, what is the interest rate? What do you do? Immediately, you need to tell your client that, oh, the interest rate is this, 5-year ARM is this, 10-year ARM is this. You need to give them an answer immediately. And that is why, that is what they will expect from you because they see you as an agent. But however, in commercial lending, we are not an agent. We do not sell interest rate. In this platform, we do not sell interest rate. What do we sell? We sell solutions. Every single business person come to our platform. Honestly, I would say 99% of them, they don't care about the interest rate upfront. The number one concern that they care about is that, do you really have the ability to give me that money to finish that project? Can you really give me that $10 million? Can you really give me that $200,000, whatever that might be? And then they will talk to you about interest rate. So our job here is to design a solution, design a plan for our clients. Now, how do you do that? You need experience. Now, whose experience? Our experience. Leverage us. Leverage Alan Wu. Leverage Francine. Leverage George, leverage Chris, and these are all our back-end loan mentors that has years and years and years of experience in this field. So whenever you come to a client that you don't feel intimidated, just imagine, for people like us, we've been in this industry for so many years. We pretty much seen all kinds of scenario. So as long as you put us in front of that client, most likely we can handle that problem for you. And that is what this platform is all about, ladies and gentlemen. So don't be intimidated when somebody asking you for a $10 million loan. To a lot of people say, wow, $10 million. Ooh, I barely see $1 million loan. I've never even done a $50,000 loan. So a lot of people got intimidated. But quite frankly, once you get into this field, $50 million, $10 million, $20 million, it's a day-to-day language for us. And this is the truth. Once you go out there to let people know that you have that ability. So I want everybody to have the ability to understand that you can use leverage. Okay, understand leverage. So back to my point saying that consultant, what does it mean? When your client come to ask you a question, hey, John, what is the interest rate? We don't answer what the interest rate is. Just like when you go to a doctor, you don't go into a doctor's office saying, hey, doc, what is the best medicine for you? What does the doctor do? Well, let me weight your weight. Let me take your blood test. Let me listen to your heart. Let me do all kinds of tests. Tell me what's wrong with you first before I even tell you what medicine to take. Or even sometimes I take all the information, I still cannot provide you the medicine because it might be too complicated and I might need another doctor to come in here to talk about your situation. And that is consulting. After we come up with a solution, then we tell you what to do. Same thing with commercial lending. Every single deal is different. So when your client come to talk to you, hey, Christian, what is the interest rate today? Well, we need to teach them. You need to learn how to ask questions. Use questions to answer their questions. So let me give you 4 questions that you need to ask. You need to learn how to ask in order for you to become experienced. When you ask these questions, your client will see that, wow, you are experienced. They will have more confidence in you. So the number 1 questions that you ask them back is that, hey, don't tell me how good your project is. Quite frankly, every single one of them will come to you saying, hey, I have a very good project. The rate of return is good. This building right here is beautiful, yada, 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 yada. No, number 1, how much money do you need? You know what? A lot of people don't know how much money they need. They know that they need money, but they never thought about how much money they need. So the first thing you ask them is that how much money you need. Why? It's because Once you tell me how much money you need, now I can tell you which lender that I can go to. If you're talking to me about you need $100,000, and I know there's so many lenders, I don't even need to touch them, because many lenders, they don't touch anything that's below 300,000, less than 350,000. Some lenders don't touch anything less than 500,000. Some lenders don't touch anything that less than $1 million or 2 million or 4 million. Some lenders don't even touch anything that's less than $10 million. So the number one question that you need to learn how to ask, it's how much money do you need? They will tell you the money. For example, they tell you, oh, I need $1 million. Very good. Now I narrow down the lender that I can talk to, the $1 million. Now you ask them the second question. What do you need your money for? What do you need the $1 million for? They could tell you, I need $1 million to buy a warehouse. Or they can tell you, I need $1 million to open up a new business. Now, ask yourself, if you were the lender, which one would you rather lend money to? Same dollar amount, $1 million, am I right? Would you rather lend the $1 million to somebody that purchased a warehouse? Or would you rather lend that $1 million for somebody that opened up a new business?
Business.
Okay, yes, some lender might do that, but to a lot of lender, Francine, if you were the lender, what would you do?
Warehouse.
Warehouse.
Collateral.
Why?
Collateral.
Why? Why?
Okay.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Well, a warehouse is collateral. It is
Collateral.
Collateral.
Thank you so much. Collateral. That $1 million I can
Nice.
touch. I know it is. So even though if this client is not paying me that $1 million, I have a warehouse that I can take back. So now you know, okay, now you understand. Now you need $1 million for a new business. Most likely I would not be able to do that. But if you use that $1 million for that warehouse, most likely I can fund that for you. Now, from that one questions, extend to the next questions. Learn how to ask more. For example, somebody's saying that I need the $1 million to buy a warehouse. Keep asking, what do you need the warehouse for? Is it for yourself? Or is it for you to rent out as an investment? If they're telling you that, hey, I'm using it for myself, now keep asking, what kind of business are you in? Why do you need a warehouse? What is your income looks like? What is your revenue looks like for your business? See, you keep asking questions. Did you ever answer a question? No, you did not. You keep asking questions, keep asking. Now you're collecting more and more and more and more information. What happened? If now the client will feel that now you are actually trying to analyze my case. You're not just like any other salesperson out there that, hey, without knowing anything, you throw me a number. Right? So now you keep asking questions, and now by asking questions, it serves a different purpose. Number one, you as the agent understand what their needs are. Number two, the client sees you differently. Okay, they see you now as a consultant. They see that you and them is in the same side instead of you are on the other side of the table. Does it make sense? So now they feel more comfortable. Now you keep asking questions. The third question you ask, what is it? How soon do you need the money? And quite frankly, a lot of people will tell you that, hey, Michael, I need the money yesterday. I need $1 million yesterday. How many of you have you heard of somebody like that? Right? Now you do, right, Michael?
Yeah.
Now, what happened? Now you learn again, ask the next question. Now, Michael, you need $1 million yesterday. Why are you asking me for that $1 million today when you need the money yesterday? Something is not right. So tell me what's happening. Have you been to any other lenders? What happened? Now they will tell you more story behind the scene. Now you keep digging and digging and digging, and now you find out that, oh, now this guy is buying a warehouse that has a lot of contamination to it. A lot of it, you know, I mean, this warehouse is condemned. I mean, again, no lender wants to lend money to this warehouse. Now you can see if this deal is durable or not. right? So now that's the third question that you ask. Now, what's the last questions that you ask? How long do you need the money for? Do you need the money for 30 days? Somebody saying that, hey, I just need the money for 3 months. Okay, in that case, I know I need to use a bridge loan instead of a 30-year loan, right? But somebody saying that, hey, I need that $1 million for construction. Now I know that it is maximum is an 18-month, 24-month loan, a construction loan. So again, those are the basic 4 questions normally we ask our clients. But of course, ask as much as possible. Now, after you asking all these questions, and what happened? Do you give them the answer? No, you don't. You're saying, okay, fine. Let me analyze your situation and I will get back to you. And quite frankly, yes, if you're talking about $200,000-$300,000 loan, we can get you that information very quickly. But if you're talking about a $20 million land development loan, I cannot give you an answer in 24 hours. I have now, after I collect all these informations, after you collect all these informations, now connect with one of us. Now we work together. We look at the deal together. Now we even talk to the lender together to see if this is even something possible to do. So once we put everything together like this, and now we come up with a solution. So in some cases, we might need to have a second phone call, a third phone call with the client directly. So with the director to understand more about what they're trying to do, because a lot of the time, throughout the conversation, some information is missing. So why am I telling you all these? To just share with you one thing. Don't get intimidated. When you want knowledge, you do not need to have your own knowledge. You can borrow our knowledge. When you talk to your client and your client asks you something that you do not understand, you cannot answer, don't get intimidated. Just let them know that, hold on a second, hold your horses, okay? Let me get my partner on the line with you. Now, this is the trick. Never tell your client, let me get my manager on the loan. No, let me get my manager on the line. Never saying that get your manager on the line, because why? That is your client. You need to build credibility in front of your client. Our job is to help you to build your business. Your client need to look at you like, wow, Michael, what kind of team you have behind you? You have such a powerful team behind you. I like to do business with you. So never tell your client that, hey, let me bring my manager online, let me be my team lead online, let me be my boss online. None of those terminology. Tell them, let me bring my employee online. Let me bring my partner online. And we come online. Our job is to support you. In the phone call, you are the boss. I work for you. Okay. So again, once you bring us online, we will talk to your client, understand what they need. Now, once your client understands that, wow, Michael, you have a pool of knowledge behind you, they feel good. And that is the truth, because for so many cases that we have done, if the success rate is much, much higher, if we as the mentor have a chance to talk to your client directly. The chance is much, much higher versus you talk to your client directly. Now, hey, again, don't get me wrong. If you feel comfortable to do something like this, by all means, okay? But the platform is set up so that you don't need to sell. You don't even need to learn how to spell commercial lending to make money. And that is true. That is very, very true. I mean, we already have a lot of agents that already benefit from this platform without knowing what's happening out there. Okay. So again, it's a huge need out there. The reason that we build out Sequoia is to understand one thing. There's a lot of needs out there. The needs from 2 areas. The first area is from the professionals. You are professionals. You run into client every single day, but yet you have no idea where to refer those clients to other than the bank. And even though you refer them to the bank, most of the time the bank cannot get it done. And Francine can touch that a little bit more, right? Bank is the most conservative funding source, most conservative business model. If they don't understand what you're talking about, if they don't like your terms, like your financials, if they don't like your project, if they don't like you, they're not going to fund. They don't fund you. By coming to us, and that is why in our website you see something like, when the bank say no, we say yes, because 10 business people, 10 business owner walk into a bank to get funding, I bet you 9 out of 10 walk out empty-handed. And where can they go? They come to you. They go to you. Okay, they go to you. Now you know where to refer these funding sources to. And most importantly is that you're not here just working by yourself. You're here working with a team of professionals like Francine right here, who has 25 years of experience. I bet she knows how to handle all kinds of situations. So let her do the job. Let her do what she's doing the best. And you focusing on generating the deals, and let her close it for you. And in turn, we all make money together. And in turn, we all success together. And that is what this thing is all about. And that's why I keep talking about disrupting this industry. I'm sure somebody out there is doing something like this, but I don't know who. So, hey, why not us? Okay. So that is all we have. We have about 10 minutes. So I again open up the floor. Anybody have any comments, suggestions, questions, feel free. So the floor is yours. Anyone?
I don't really have any questions. Well, I probably do, but since you put me under the gun, I can't think of any. However, this has been very informative, and I appreciate everyone's time, and I appreciate everybody who has joined us. And this has been very informative for me. And I'm definitely, I love my sister, right, and I love my niece too.
You got a whole family here, huh?
Right. So I am definitely going to be, I plan on being involved. I hope to be more involved.
Change your language. Yeah. Just do it. Okay. Don't hope.
There you go.
Okay. Change your language. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Yep. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
All right. And again, I know that there's a lot of experienced professionals in this room right now, and especially Rita, our Francine say highly of you. So again, I would reach out to you shortly and see, what we can do. I mean, what you can do to help us out, to pick your brains, to see, what kind of information that we can dig out from you to share with the team, right? So again, if you have any suggestions, any idea how to, build this thing up, my ears all yours. I learned one thing.
I'm excited to be a part of the team. I told Francine I'm finishing up a project now, but I plan to jump in fully in the month of February.
Amen. Amen.
So I'm excited.
So again, I know that you guys in San Diego, right? If my goal, just the goal for the company is to have 5,000 agents this year. We will be traveling from city to city to city, and San Diego definitely is one of the city that we need to go to. So plan it out for us. Let us know when you want us to go there. And on the same time, we are gathering manpower over there too. So once we reach to 50 people, we will go out there to do a show and disrupt that industry, disrupt that area.
Sounds good.
Right. Okay. So there's a question right here from Jesse. Who do you recommend to target to find clients looking for commercial funding for projects? Okay, Francine, would you like to answer that question?
Expand on that? Sure. Yep. I mean, who would we recommend to find clients? Definitely one place, Jesse, that you can look at is you can talk to real estate agents who have clients from every background you can imagine, business clients, and people that work for companies, small companies, large companies. So definitely the insurance agents. That's one place that you can look for, and you can you can find, not just with the insurance agents and the real estate agents, to find clients. That's also your way to talk to them to see if they're interested in building another stream of income by coming on board with us and building their own team. So that would be another stream of income for that real estate agent or for the insurance company, is to offer them this opportunity, definitely. And when you're out and about and you're talking to people, you always talk about Sequoia, always talk about how we're disrupting the industry. 5,000 agents. Once we reach that, we will definitely be the largest. And while we're doing that and bringing on more consultants, you can tell I'm from the banking industry, calling them agents and loan officers, but we're bringing on more consultants to, build their teams. But my focus is to also make sure we're at the very top as far as production and bringing on loans, closing those loans in nine days. Can you imagine?
Yep.
Closing those loans, and I'm speaking of DSCRs, closing, I know how to make that happen too. Closing those within 9 days. And also we have the 7A with through the SBA. And we've partnered with someone that her team can get them done and has gotten them done in 21 days. There's just so many variables there. Alan, do you have anything else to add?
Yes, Jesse, I don't know if you can see this. Okay, there are so many organizations that I suggest you. And one thing that I run into is that regardless what organization or meetup group that you go to, for example, there's a very powerful network group. It's is that called BLN? Is it BLN or BN? Danny, are you online? Well, anyway, there is a network. BNI, right? So there's a network group called BNI. They have many different chapters. I would suggest you to join any chapters. And one thing in common is that every group that you join, you always find real estate agent, loan officer, the whole same type of people, but you never run into a commercial loan broker, regardless what kind of group you join. So when I started out, I joined a lot of BNI group. I just have a company, this thing right here is called MIRMA, Mid-Atlantic Real Estate Marketing Association. Okay, literally, I just went to this association this morning, and they have like a 70 agents right there. They have people that doing all kind of commercial. You have commercial cleaning lady right there. You have a commercial apartment a management company. You have commercial real estate agent, things like this. People like this, and no commercial loan brokers. So go there. Absolutely introduce yourself that you are a commercial loan broker. You will be their favorite persons to talk to because you have the money to to support all these businesses. Go to local chamber of commerce. Okay. Again, so much businesses out there, and every business needs your help. They need money one way or the other, whether it's just a few $1,000s working capital or whatsoever. And another thing that I would recommend you to do and see a lot of success is that if you're not connected to us on our Facebook group, please connect it to us. If you are already connected to us, every time when we close a deal, we cannot do a flyer for every single deal, but every deal that we think is unique, we will make a flyer and post it onto the Facebook group. Utilize that flyer and repost it to your own Facebook or your own social media and let people know that, oh, now you can do things like this. You don't have to be you close that deal, but we as the company collectively, we close that deal. And now you can utilize that to post on your social media. And you will be surprised. A lot of your people that are around in your social media, when they look at you post something like this, they will be wondering, how do you do that? Really, you can do something like this? It will raise a lot of eyeballs and people will start calling you. Okay. So in another ways to find commercial listing broker is through a website called loopnet.com. LOOPNET, loopnet.com. You pick an area, you pick a zip code that you like to use. Punch in this zip code, you will see all the commercial listing showed up. Now, your job is not to buy anything, right? Your job is to click on all those listings, look at who's the listing agent. You will find their numbers, and sometimes they give you the email address. Go contact them. Let them know that you are a commercial loan broker. And again, they might not give you the any deal immediately, but now you are in their radar. Every time when now you put their information, you put their email, whatever that might be, and you add them to your social media group, you add them to your LinkedIn, and every time when we close a deal or when you close a deal, post that thing onto your LinkedIn, into your Twitter, they will see it and they will start to communicate with you. So again, this is a business. Now, this is the trick in our business. We never look for clients. We never look for clients. We look for partners. Because honestly, if you go to a client, if you go to somebody saying that, hey, I have $5 million for you to build a house, even though he really needs $5 million, most likely he's not going to talk to you, because in a business world, most of the business owner, when they need funding, they always talk to somebody that they trust. They will very, very unlikely to talk to somebody that they never met. It's always a referral business. And quite frankly, I have been in this industry for a long time. We start funding businesses since 2008. True, kid you not, I never intentionally look for clients. I always look for referral partners. If you find a client, you might only do business with him one time and he's gone. But if you look for a real estate agent that partner up with you, because think about this, these are the people out there doing marketing every single day. Every single day, they will run into a lot of clients that needs commercial lending, and now in their pipeline, in their network, you might be the only commercial broker they know. If you are a title company, you might not get their business. If you're insurance agent, you might not get their business. But you are most likely you're the only commercial loan broker in their business book. So again, once you find this person, they will continue back to you. Now, let me give you the statistic. If you have 10, I'm not talking about team member, okay? If you have 10 professionals referring you business on a regular basis, I'm not saying that every single one of them give you one deal every single month. No, one deal here, one deal there, one deal here, one deal there. Your average income, I don't care what kind of deal that you close. If you have 10 people that regularly refer business to you, your average income is about $250,000 a year. About $250,000 a year. Okay, so you do the math, and that it could be more, could be less, but around 250,000. So you don't need to look for clients, and that is the secret, Jesse. That is why you don't see commercial lenders, a commercial loan consultant like us, posting for advertisements. We don't. So hopefully that answers your questions. Feel free to call me if you have any questions.
It did. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
No problem. Yep. So 9:01, we're 1 minute past the hour. So normally we want to keep our training within 1 hour so that you can go enjoy your night. So ladies and gentlemen, now before I let you go, I have a little announcement right here. We will have our kickoff Zoom conventions in February. I would think probably by the third week or the fourth week of February. It's a 2 days event, Saturday and Sunday. You don't go anywhere. You just sit in front of a computer, open up the Zoom, and you will learn as much as possible about commercial lending. So for those 2 days, the following things will happen. Number one, definitely is for you to build your business, bring in other professionals that might be interested in our platform, bring them in. We will do a recruiting event to recruit those people for you. We will talk about the compensation, but you already, if you want to know what the compensation looks like, go to our YouTube channel. It's there already, but we will, in the convention, we will talk about this. We will talk about our processing behind the scene. We will talk about our Sequoia Academy. We will talk about a new website. We will introduce to you our technical team who's supporting the front end and the back end. We will introduce you to our marketing lady who help us to do marketing. And if you want to do your own marketing and you want some extra help, definitely you will have help right here. But most importantly, we will invite different lenders to talk about different industry. We will have lenders to talk about 1 to 4 unit. We will have lenders to talk about commercial, which including mixed use, apartments, talking about warehouses, retails, constructions, fix and flips, AR fundings, equipment loans, working capitals. Hey, what else would you like to learn? Okay, so we will also talk about new products. There are some new products coming online. We will talk about how to fix your credit, how to fix your business credit, how to fix your personal credit. We might bring in somebody to talk about how to write business proposals, tax, 1031 exchange, the whole 9 yards. So again, those are 2 days of full of information kickoff meeting to prepare you for 2023. So the announcement is going to come out. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your participation tonight, and we will see you next week. Good night.
Bye,
Good night.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Night.